everyone, you're tuned in to another Average Angler Live match. Today we're at a place called Hunstrete. I think it's called Hunstrete Pools or Hunstrete Fishery. It's a lake you can only fish if you've got the Bathampton ticket, or if, like me, you've been invited to fish an open match by a friend that runs open matches up here, so I've been lucky there. I've drawn peg 6 today on this lake, and I'm told I've never seen it before today, and I'm told it's going to be F1s and maybe carp. So I bought some 6mm pellets with me. I bought some micros. I've got some expander for the hook, hide it in here. I've also got some corn, and I have actually got some worms and ground bait in my bag. I've decided not to set them up yet, because after speaking to the bailiff, he's told me if I want to try and catch F1 shallow is the way to go, which is not something I've done a lot of, so I'm not brilliant at it, but you've got to learn somewhere. So what I've decided to do is, over here you can see I've got a little island, so I'm going to chuck a method feeder up there for the first 20 minutes or so and see if we can snare a better one whilst feeding some pellets, and see if we can start to get some fish feeding shallow. I've got a couple of different rigs set up for fishing shallow. I don't know what's going to work. So my plan is to basically, hopefully, if everything goes to plan, I'll catch a couple of fish on the method, and I'll drop onto, the shallow rig and catch a few fish shallow, and then I've got margin lines. Got lovely margins here and lovely margin down here, so I've got margin lines to look at later on. Right then, just over an hour in. And over on the method, there's fish over there. I can see him, but can I catch him? No, I can't. I've had one bream, about £3, I'd say, nice size bream. Stroke skimmer, very silvery, but bream size, but skimmer colour, if you know what I mean. So I'm just putting my first put in where I've been feeding 6mm pellets, or scretins, so they're 5mm. Every minute or so I've been feeding the pinch, and I've just got to drop him through the water rig on. I've weight on it. Just got to drop him through the water rig on. See if I can catch on the drop. See where the fish are. If there's anything there, see if I get any indications all the way down or what. Looking like I might need a couple more shots on this float. Just been flicking bait in like that, in the hope that we can build up some fish shallow. I'd have expected some sort of indication, even if the float wasn't undershotted like it is, but it's a real surprise to me that nothing is at all interested. Just running out of options already because my method's not working, and oh, there we are. What's this one? It's a skin bob, I think. It was quite shallow, that fish. Quite shallow. A tiny skimmer, much smaller than the previous skimmer. Didn't go in there. So wasn't it? I'm fishing 4mm expander, so it's kind of a catch anything sort of bait. I might put one more shot on there before I go back out, just to see if I can find the shots I'm looking for. There it is. Put another line just into the float. Just because it seemed like it was way lighter shot when I did. So, like I say, I've not done a lot of shallow fishing, so I've not got a lot of experience with this. Well, not a lot of shallow F1 fishing, but what I am doing is just searching the water at the moment with this rig. I'm trying to work out where the fish might be. So that I can work out what depth I need to have. That was quite shallow, that skimmer. Indication then almost as the rig was at the bottom of its travel. I'm still a couple of feet off the bottom, even at the bottom of this rig. It's quite a deep lake, this. Another indication on the way down. That's encouraging. They're not super shallow, but they're there. Something's there. Could very easily be F1s, the way they're known for biting and not really giving good indications. Taking a time for that to settle, so I wonder if it's had a couple of little things holding it up on the way down. Something there now, if that's a line bite or what, that's fish up in the water, but definitely shallow this up while we can. While I've got this rig on, just shallow it up good 4 or 5 inches. So they looked like line bites to me. Just trying to get some idea what depth we've got fish feeding at. And then we'll set a more positive float up hopefully. The plan. So they decided to come out, which is nice. I might have to get my shades out of them. There's a few skin bobs there. Oh, got no gill plates this one, look. Bless him, as long as he don't touch his gill, the red bits of his gills, he'll be fine. Red bits are full of blood and you don't want to touch those because they bleed really easily. So there's a few skimmers about, but there doesn't seem to be any number of F1s at the moment. I'm fishing quite a way past where I've been feeding them, so I might come right into the feed in a minute, but just fishing out the back just to see what's about, if anything. Very shallow, some of these fish are. Roachy. I feel like these fish wouldn't be here if there was F1s here. Weren't looking what I was doing there, missed a little bite. So I'm just going to keep sticking it to see if I can work something out. I might come off it again in a minute and go back out on the method and just see if I can nick a better fish or something, because it's not exactly brilliant. 2 hour update, 2 hours into the match. I had a few little skimmers and roach on that, and maybe a couple of rudd actually on that short line where I've been feeding. But just ain't been happening yet. So I've gone back out on the method. Got a couple of indications, but nothing's happening yet. I might just set a rig up and just plumb it down where I've been feeding and just see how deep it is, and try fishing on the bottom where I've been putting this bait in, because I don't think a lot of it's been intercepted. I think those roach and those skimmers that I was fishing, that I was catching, were just around the area. I don't believe they were feeding on the hard 6mm. Oh, just had a little bang on the rod tip there. Lots of liners over there. I've come off the method feeder and gone to sort of the banjo, the new Jura banjo. I've got some of them, but you know, basically it's a hybrid feeder, so most of us know it as a hybrid feeder. So come off the traditional method and gone to the hybrid. Swapped about having an expander on the hook or a little wafter. Got a little wafter on at the moment. Don't seem to be making any difference what's on there. There's nothing, they're just not having it. Loads of liners and stuff. I'm not sure if the fish are in the area. I even started pinging some bait over the method line, just trying to make something happen at the moment. No one's really running away with it. People are catching odd fish, and people are doing better than others. No one's like flying away on a runaway lead, not that I can see. There's a lad opposite me to the left. He's playing a fish now. He's been fishing long over to the island, and he's caught. Well, I'd say he's leading at the moment. The rest of us are just scratching about. He's not fishing anywhere near as good as I know this place can, because the guys have been raving about it. So we're just going to keep sticking at it, keep going through the motions at the moment. Because I might try going on the deck where I've fed these pellets, because there might just be a few bream or something mooching about down there. Massive liners on this method at the minute. They're definitely fished up in the water, short of where the feeder is, I think. Maybe that's something I can look at as well. So yeah, exactly 2 hours in, and you know, I've probably got 4-pounder silvers at best, and that's it. Right guys, 1:15, so we've just gone past the halfway point. Really had anything else on the method. Not caught anything much short on that shallow line that I've been feeding. I'm still feeding now. So I went out to my left. I went over the shallow line and plumbed it with the rig. Got a rig out and plumbed it over the shallow line. Tried to fish straight. Tried to fish full depth over the shallow line, see if there's anything on the deck. I think I had one liner. But then I thought, well, okay, I've got this rig now. So when I found some water top kitten, 4 sections to me left, found the right depth, just sort of slightly off the bottom, slightly out, just going up the slope. The same rig as over the shallow line, and I put in a ball of micros, went over the top of it, and I've had a nice run of skimmers. And then I hooked a carp in it and bust me up, went for fishing light. And I've had to top up a few times and keep some fish coming, but the bites were so instant that I thought, oh, I'll set up another line to my right so that I can rest the one to my left, which is what I'm on now. I fed a big ball of, I'm getting loads of weird indications. I've had a big ball of pellets over this. Put it in, had a bite straight away, missed it. Lay the rig back in. I think I lay the rig back over the back of a carp. Foul up that, bust me again. So I've now gone slightly stronger, up length, so 15. Put the rig in, missed a couple more bites. Getting really sharp, little fast jabs, which I'm wondering if I've got some F1s in my swim now. So you know, I'm not doing any good in the match. I don't think there's plenty of people catching more than me, but at least, you know, I've sort of put some fish in the net now and had some bites, which is more than I was getting before. A lot of people, when you know it's fishing hard and it's struggling, there's definitely fish blowing over my line now. I've just seen some bubbles coming up, which is what's happened on the other line where I've caught the bream from. Skimmers, not bream. And that's pretty much the update. So I probably, you know, got a bit more silvers in the net, but I've not hooked a carp. Well, I have hooked a carp, I've not landed a carp. Definitely some fish down here now. I've put some bait in. It's blowing a bit more here, so maybe this bottom's a little bit siltier. in the spot where I'm fishing on the left. But I have had indications here, and I've still got a bait on, so we'll just drop that back in again. I have started feeding my margin to my right and left. Just, you know, I've been told you can catch on them earlier, but I think today might be a day where you can't do a lot of things that you would normally do. I don't feel like it's fishing like it would. There's definitely some fish down there, but I don't know how I can catch them. My flow's just going sideways now. Oh, I thought that was a foul locker. It's just a big bream lifted up the bulk or something. Let's see what we've got. It's definitely a bream, yes. Nice one by the looks of it. Skimmer. Nice skimmer, not bream. I call it bream, but you know. This is a borderline bream. I'd say it's still a skimmer, just about that. Plenty of these in here. Maybe that's what I've been getting the funny bites off. That's what I was hoping would happen, because now I've got 2 lines I'm catching skimmers off, and I can catch a couple off one, rest it, catch a couple off another and rest it. I mean, they are paying out silvers, these guys, so, you know, maybe I've got a chance. I know some people have been catching silvers all match on the worm, so I'm certainly not winning at the moment, but if I catch a few more of these, I might be able to catch back up, who knows. It doesn't seem to have put, the 015 up length doesn't seem to have put them off. I was worried that going up to an 015, I was on an 013 up length, and I've been done on it twice. I do think on both occasions that the carp were foul locked, but I can't be sure. So I thought I'd better, you know, I better not lose 3, because that's just being silly. So what I'm tending to find is you put a ball of pellets on, you get 2 or 3 skimmers at the most, and then you can't get a bite, and then you have to put another little ball in to top up. Little indication there. But nothing came of it. I think there's a lot of liners, a lot of skimmers moving around in the water and just bumping the line, giving you false indications. But it's worth striking at everything, because on the other line I have struck at a couple of little tiny dinks thinking that they were just liners, and I've actually hooked a better skimmer. So you just never know when you're skimmer fishing, or any fishing really. It's turned into an odd day. We're over 3 hours into the match now, and I was expecting to bag up on F1s, and I ain't seen an F1. I think a couple of people have caught F1s, but I don't know. From where I'm sitting, I can't see anyone who's bagging up on F1s. You know, I was told 80-90 pound of F1s is going to be needed. It's just not materialised today. And I haven't had a full depth rig set up at the start. Oh, there we are. I just touched a little tiny skimmer there. I haven't had a full depth rig set up at the start, simply because I didn't feel like I was with something that was going to be part of my plan. I was just going to fish shallow, because the water's so deep here. You can see, like, it's 6 foot deep when I'm fishing. I've just, just muddled this rig together. Well, not muddled it. I took a brand new rig out of my box and made it proper, so it's right. I've just bulked it down to. It's a 0.5 gram, but I've just bulked it down. Because there's a lot of roach in here, and with my expanders, they do like to do like to insect the bait. Let's just try a smaller expander now, just to see if there's lots of these little skimmers in this swim, because there's a carp living at the far bank. It's too far away for me to reach today. May even be a big bream, that maybe, by the looks of it from here. I didn't want to fish over to the island today because the point of the island there is about 14.5, maybe a little bit more away, which I could fish. It's not been a windy day or anything, but I ain't quite got enough room to ship back properly. There's definitely something of a good slurp over there, and I've got like a thoroughfare for the fishery behind me, and like 5 or 6 cars have come through the day, which means I've got to watch where I put my rollers, and I can't put them quite right. And I just thought, I don't need to do that. I'm going to catch F1s or catch short. I'll chuck the method over there just to see. I kind of wish I had set it up now, but you know, you take your chances, don't you? I don't know if that smaller pellet was a quicker bite then. Yeah, I don't know if you I don't know if that was a quicker bite then. Yeah, so I've took my chances and I've just not done it, and now I'm not set up, so I can't go over there and try and nab him. Not too worried, I probably wouldn't get him anyway. Yep, so that's what we're up to. We're just nicking a few skimmers. We've got another line the same to the left. Just seen a swirl where I'm throwing in my pellets. It might be just where that fish has just run through actually. Right, I'll give you an update later if there's some more excitement. Right guys, less than an hour to go. I just got off my box and chopped some worms up, put them in this right hand swim. I was prepping margins thinking I'll try and have a finish on some carp, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to stick my head down on these silvers. Just letting this worm line, just gone over this worm line with a big bunch of worms. I had a couple of bites but missed them. There's definitely fish down there because I can see the bottom bubbling, so there's definitely fish turning the bottom up to get to these worms. At the moment it's not as fast as the micro and the expander that I've been catching on, so it might be a waste of time. I've decided there's no point trying to catch up now. I'm too far behind the guys that are probably winning, so I might as well just try and get the silvers. The guys that are winning are probably going to have good silver bags, but there's no double bubbles, so they'll get default anyway. There's quite a lot of bubbles around this worm now, so I just chopped up some worm, added a tiny little bit of ground bait to it until it sort of stuck together and plotted it in. It's probably a little bit deep for doing that here, 6 foot or so, so it's probably spread the worms out quite a bit. Just going to let them have it. There we are. Just had something decent, that is. A bit better skimmer. So there we are. So the worms have brought me something for the party. Just have to let that one develop a bit more, so I missed the first few bites, so I was just striking them straight away. Put a decent bunch on so they can find them. I just want to get some of these slightly better skimmers because I want, you know, these will help boost the weight up a little bit. I want to try and get a silvers result. Put them back in with these chopped worms and I'll put some fresher ones on. I'm going to try a smaller bait this time. Pick something out. Perhaps something like that. It's not quite as full on. Just see if we get a quicker bite off or catch smaller fish or what happens. Like I said, we've got about 45 minutes to go, so let's get the snot off the line. You can see I've been chopping worms, I've got soil all over my hands. Just trying to, well, that section was loose but it wasn't, and just trying to find a way to get a better run of fish at the end. And what I found is with the micros is you can put a ball of micro in, squeeze a ball of micro, go straight down, go straight over it, you'll get 1 or 2 better skimmers, and then you're on the smaller ones, which is fine, except the smaller ones are hard to catch, are a pain in the arse, and you know you just keep shipping in and out all the time trying to catch them, and you're not putting a lot of weight in your net. So we'll try to push it. I've definitely got a quicker bite doing it with a smaller piece, didn't I? You try to push it and keep feeding with the micros, and you can get a couple of feeds in and you catch better fish again, but then that's it, then you ruin the swim. So the swim to the left's had micros, and I've had a couple of better fish off it, then I've had a little run of small ones. And I'm leaving it now whilst I try and fish this swim on the right with the worm. If I fish this swim on the right with the worm, I might leave that piece on, put an extra wiggler on. Yeah, so whilst I'm fishing this one to the right with the worm, I don't put any bait in on the left there, so I want the little skimmers to just clear it out, so that when I go over there with my ball of micros, you know, soaked ball of micros, so I'll soak the micros and squeeze them into a ball, because it's like 6 foot deep. I want it to get down, especially the amount of roach that are in this place. So I want to, you know, squeeze them, get them down. And what I found is they come to it straight away. You'll get a skimmer sometimes, a better one first put. So, but it works best when there's hardly any bait left. So if I can catch on here for a little while, still some fish there, so I can see the bubbles coming up. If I can catch on here for a little while, whilst the other line settles. Oh, wow, they're really having this worm up for some reason. Really want the worm. Had I put micros in, I would have only had 2 better breaming, and that would have been it, whereas I've had 3 better ones already, whilst I've had the cameras on. I'd like to say I'd caught like this all match, but I haven't. You know, I've caught sporadically. Well, I really had it. I've caught sporadically. This being one of the better periods that I've just turned the cameras on for, so. So there we are, guys. Not too bad, are they? The chunky is. He's a chunky one, he's quite thick. Not very big in terms of depth and length, but actually alright. See what happens if we just put them on. Do you think they'll have them? I think there's that many fish there at the minute, they'll just have them. So with an hour to go, I'll kind of review the situation, and I've just thought I've stopped feeding those 6mm pellets shot out. I tried to get some, I was told there was loads of F1s in here, and I was trying to get F1s feeding. Really fizzing up down there now. I was trying to get F1s feeding. Short and shallow, because that's what I was told is the best way to catch. And I've pushed and fed 6 mils really short all day, and I haven't been able to make it work. And I've wasted a lot of time on it. I went over on the tip, and I've just sort of sat on the tip hoping that it was going to come good. I've had one nice bream on it. I had loads of indications, but I don't know what they were. Maybe they were skimmers, maybe they were F1s. I tried different baits, I tried different feeders. I tried tie it to the island further away from the island, it wouldn't go round. And so, you know, I've wasted a couple of hours there as well. And then in the end I've had to get off my box and just get a deep rig out, put it together, fish on the deck, feed it properly, fish it properly, and I've just caught skimmers. This might be a carp. Well, it's not pulling very hard, it might just be something nicer. I'm hoping it's a big bream, because like I say, I've now made a commitment that I want to try and do something with this silvers. It is a big, oh no, it's an F1 I think, yeah, it's an F1. It's the first F1 I've seen all day. And that's interesting, they haven't come to the micros, but they have come to the worms. There we are, all out's just sounded, everyone. And it's been tough. It's been totally the opposite to what I sort of set out to do. I set out to sort of fish really close and try and catch shallow. I didn't probably have the right bait for that in the end, but I was just being really positive. I thought I'd catch on the tip over there, and I've only had the one fish. I've not bothered with my margins, or I've seen a couple of fish coming, but I don't think they've really been having it. I didn't see anybody else catching the margins. And it turned out my backup lines, or what I wanted to be my backup lines, which were down on the deck, and they turned out to be the best lines of the day. So I put micros in, fish expander over them in the deeper water, and caught well. And really, I'm just hoping that I can sneak a silvers result here. On the opposite here, this fellow in the white top here, I think he might have won the match. He's been catching quite long to this island most of the day. Seems to have caught quite a few better fish, so well done to him. Everybody to my right's absolutely whinging and struggling. All these guys to the left here have struggled as well. So I'll put some results up and I'll let you know how I got on.